Hi guys, David here from Ultimate Campers, and I'm here to show you how we pack up our campers. Now you may know over the recent years we've developed what we call the 360 roof. Now this has become our default roof this year. It was always an add-on, but now on we've got it so refined that I really believe this is the best way to use our camper. Now when you set up, obviously the first thing you need to do is clean around your camp, pack away chairs and tables that you've set up. And if you've used the outside kitchen and you've set that up, that would have to be packed away. So I would have packed the outside kitchen up. I would have got off my ensuite. So at this stage, I've removed those things. And the first step is to go into the camper and just close up inside before we come to the outside awning. So we'll take you inside and show you how we do the inside. All right, now we're just gonna start inside. And we would presume that in here, you've also cleared all your shelves, all your table spaces are being cleared and you're just into the final pack down. So we'll just start that process now. So the first thing I like to do is take my table off if I've been using it. I'm just only got it set up as an extra bench here. So I'll just bring it out a little bit, get it to the handle, pop it up. I like having the cover on top of mine so that I can comfortably put it here and not worry about getting any damage. We'd close our sink again and make sure all this area, and while I'm here, I'll probably just pop this up because it actually brings some light in so I can actually see what I'm doing for the rest of the pack up. Now under the edge here, we have a handle that's attached to the bed. We just got to lift it up over the transition strip here. And if you've got your pillows set right, they won't disappear on you. And you just pull it forward, and when you get to your pillows, I would then just get them, and I tend to put them on the floor down here at my feet. And you know, we do have a few extra pillows than most people have, so probably not a great idea, you know, for your pack up time to be having lots of pillows. Once you've done that, we're going to move now and drop the back bow, the bed bow. And to do that, we climb up on the mattress here, so I'm just going to climb up here. I've got the thickest mattress, so I'm a little bit high. If you have the smaller mattress, it can be a little easier. Just take one off, then two off. Just pull it towards me. It's on a gas assist strut, and as I pull it towards me, it'll de-skin, and when it's a little bit forward, I can now crisscross them comfortably, bring it down a little bit all the way to the ground, and then we're going to go up and one elastic and two elastic. Just going to pull the mattress forward a little bit here to create a cavity here, which you can use to store. I put my projector screen in there, and I'm also going to put our table and just put the leg towards me. And then once I've done that, I'll start to move to these spreader bars, and I'll be moving this one around, coming around here to the center. Then I'm going to grab the other one. I leave my hooks up here with the T-tails going. Doesn't really matter. Just bring them around and onto the hook. All right, I've done the bed end, the bed's away. I'm ready to pull down the bow and walk out. Now I just make sure that over here this window's clear. Sometimes you hang out the canvas. It's good to push it back just in case that gets caught. And I'm going to step here. I like to grab the bar here. So the gas strut is here to help hold the bow up, and that's the one that you've got to compress. So I like to grab it from this side. I just pull it down, and as it comes down, it de-skins, and I walk out and it drops down like that. I've left all the lights on because it could be dark. I just like to see what I'm doing. Then I just reach in here now that the inside's done, and I just turn the system off, going through the off switch on the main interface there. So I've come out. I'm going to now go around and do the storm flap. So if there's two of you, one can do the storm flap and one can start on the poles, but it's just me at the moment. So I'm just going to go around and do the bungees that pull down the storm flap. So we've got all these little pull tags that just help you lift them up. You just pop them up as you go along. And when I get to this one here, it's a little bit different in that it's got a Velcro here. You just got to open it up, and I like to readjust it above it. There's just two Velcro spots, one here and one on the other side in the center, that help hold it up. So once you've undone a couple of these, I normally reach back and do the side. I can then pop that up and comfortably put that against the Velcro. When you undo the end, I find that once you've done the end, you can just lift it up. It's got an elasticated top, and once you lift it up, it sort of just stays there. We have two left, there's one and two. And up we go to the Velcro, and then I grab this actual strap. Make sure the buckles, a lot of people end up leaving it right here where they released it. It's always good to bring it back to there, and it's going to make it easier to reach. Once we've finished the inside and we've lifted up our storm flap, we're ready to take down our awning. Now with the 360, we do the three side poles at each side first, and I'm just going to show you how you get them out. Now I've got it here fully pegless, so all the ropes are out, but there's two ways to do it. One is you leave the ropes in place with tension and you grab a pole and you're comfortable to flex this down. I flex it down, get my clip, and I just release it like that. So I can do the same. This is how I would put it into, flex it, clip it. I find that quite quick. If you find that flexing this pole it's a little bit hard, then we just recommend get your buckle, release the pressure, then you can come down here and you're quite comfortably got two hands and you've got slack in the rope and it makes it a bit easier to set up. Does mean you just got to come up here and adjust your tension, but I tend to like to leave it where I can set and forget. All right, once we've unhooked the rope, we need to take out the spars. Now I find that just the first little bit of spar can take a little bit of body weight. So I like to put 1 foot forward, then I just give it a gentle pull back and that releases it into the cup here. So once it's released, I can let it go if I wanted to, but I just let it get up a bit and then I can just lift it out. And then I rotate the pole around and it'll just come straight out. If you start to walk sideways, you might find that the pole hook will catch. I then would start getting my poles and I can put it straight into the pocket that's up here and push it down. Now you can do one at a time or you could decide to grab all three. I often will grab all three and bring them in at one go. All right, I'm coming up to the next pole and as I come down here and release the pressure, one thing you got to note, these are a flat thing and the hole is flat, so it's got to go this angle, horizontal. If you try and come up like this, it won't go in, or like on 45, it's got to be completely horizontal and it'll go in nicely. When I come to get this out, I find I stand in the middle of the V, I reach through the V, put my hand on the pole, bend it back and release it and take the pole out, and that's how I take the pegless out. Grab it out here, and there's little pockets up the top here to slide it in specifically for that one. And then this one here, I'll do the same, pop it out, rotate it down, and put it straight back into the pocket that's also here for this pole. So with the 10 spar rods that you need for the 360, I tend to put 5 at this end and 5 at the other end, but on top of those 5, I often carry spares. I got my 4 anti-flat poles that are in this pocket as well, and I also have a range of awning poles that I keep for all my awnings when I do a full annex. And I'm going to grab one of those awning poles now to use to help me flip over the canvas. So I like to extend it relatively long, make your job a bit easier. I like to push the pole to the inside so there's no chance that I'm poking the canvas with the point. I get the eyelet here, poke my pole through. So I would then lift it up. I like to get under it a little bit from this side. I'll then just give it quite a flick over, which will get it all up. And you'll see all the way along here, the zipper's exposed, which is highlighting that I've flipped it over all the way it can go. And both ends are also flipped in one go. Now, I normally lift it up and I would flip it over, which I can show you can do in one foul swoop. But if you're maybe not as confident or as strong as myself, you can just lift it up, lean the pole against the tent, because it's, you might struggle with the weight, and you can just push it over slowly. Because I've left all my ropes out, if I've got them hanging around, I just make sure they're into the center here, into the middle. And now we're just going to release this end. So when they're a little high like this, just pull them down. You just push them in, release the pressure, take the pole out. Same as this side, pull it down, push it in, release the canvas, and then I got these 2 poles and I put them in this end peg here. So whether you've got a stargazer or you've got a full canvas, just roll it up. I quite like a little bulky thing here because the new strap here will hold that in place. I got this end of the metal buckle, followed by this end of the buckle. We clip them together, and then I come around here and I can pull it nice and tight. And then I just put the strap away so it doesn't get caught. And when we get here, same scenario, just push it against the camper a little bit, create a little fold. I then would tuck the 2 corners here. I get this corner here where you can see it's bunching up a little bit. I'd lift it up and just poke it under a little bit there. So the last job is to put the door away. I just get it as I walk up, pop it out, and I bring it around and I just tuck it in the doorway, push it down between the mattress here and push it in the canvas away. So we've done the door. We're now ready to actually close it with the actuator. Now there's a manual switch in here that I could use the rocker, or I have this remote control which you just got to wake it up by pushing the button once the red light is flashing here. So we're going to go out now, which is out on the actuator. There's going to be, as you go out, these areas get a little bit loose, so you just got to push them in. So I'm going to push one in there and one in here, and I'll go around and do the other side as well. So as I've pushed that corner in there, I'm making sure that I can look along this little crack here and see that the canvas is all clear and everything's away from the edge where it's going to close. And I can see that now, it's all clear. I'm confident now I can keep going over. We go all the way to the top. We then have to flip it over. So we get up to here, and there's a pole here. So you can grab this pole if you've got a bit of a boat or something on the top. You can just help pull it over. And now we're ready to come down, and we just go in on the actuator, making sure that anywhere that's sticking out is clear. When I get to about there, I'm going to have to stop because I've got to go check the other side. So you can see the canvas is out a little bit here. I'm just going to lean over, push it in. Again, I'm just looking along the line here, making sure it's going to be clear. I can see it's all clear, and we're ready to keep going in. And as I come around, I continue to bring it in, and I'm just looking along these edges here, along the front here, checking that the poles have gone back, all the edges are clear, which they are, and I can close it now. Now, if you put the two hands on top, you can just pull out any air that could be in there. Then you can just lift this clamp to the top and pull it down, come to the front, do the same, lift it up, pull it down, and now we're clamped, lid's done. Okay, we come back around here, we just got to close the door. You've either got your internal release here if you're on this side of the stairwell, which you can use to release it, or on this side, you can just push the little lever and manually pull it. So two ways to unlock the door, and just give it a bit of a closure, making sure obviously none of the fly screen or the canvas is in the way. Just close it and bottom lock it. Lift the stairwells, again, these are on gas struts. Make sure these are secure, nice and tight, so you haven't adjusted them and got them loose. Bring it over, just bring the clamp in and close. Well, that's it, we're closed. We've done inside, we've done the outside, all packed up. It's really just ready to put on the car. What we do need to do is lift it up a little bit to get the legs out. If you have the air suspension like I do, I even got an app here which we can show you that you can just click it and use the airbags to lift it up. To mean when you come around, the legs will be loose and you can just pop them up without having to lift the weight off them, and it just makes it a little bit quicker. Just don't forget to put it back down to a travelling height when you drive off. So if you've got any questions, want to know more about Ultimate Campers, look us up on our website, give us a call. We'd love to talk to you and explain more in detail about our product and our product range.